American leaders may have been the keynotes for the Ag Outlook Forum, but they weren't the only highlight. RFD-TV's Sarah Mock is on the scene in Arlington, Virginia, and joins us now with an update on the dairy industry. Sarah?
Well, thanks, Janet. We're here in Arlington, Virginia, as you said, at that Outlook Forum, talking about grains, talking about meats, but of course also talking about dairy and industry that has been so hard hit over the last couple of years. We're likely to be joined by Bjerga from the National Milk Producers Federation. Alan, just start out with your reactions to kind of the price and production numbers we saw coming out of USDA yesterday.
So you see a little bit of a price recovery forecast for this year. You know, you see some increase in demands. One of the sad things, of course, is that the trade pictures continues to be clouded. I think you'd have a much better shot at a real price recovery in dairy if you were to lift some of those Section 232 tariffs, you know, the retaliatory tariffs on cheese because of the Trump administration's tariffs on steel and aluminum. There are some trade issues to be resolved, and that's important because exports are a real bright spot for the dairy economy. And if you had that, you'd have even a real price recovery, which isn't necessarily what you're seeing. You're seeing something more slower and tepid. Welcome news, but would still like more.
I think we were expecting to hear a little bit more kind of new news on trade coming out of this. Could you talk a little bit about, you know, what does dairy need to see out of USMCA, out of Japan, out of China in the coming months to really recover in 2019?
Well, what you need is to see things sold to those places. You know, USMCA, of course, we're pushing for ratification. We've been working with other farm organizations, National Milk, along with Farm Bureau and other groups, to try to tell Congress that this is an important thing to ratify. Beyond that, it's simply market access. You know, you take a look at Japan, for example, which is an important export destination for U.S. dairy. You're seeing other countries making trade agreements with with Japan. That's now making their goods more attractive. So we have to continue to be vigilant on the export front. That's what's helping drive the price recovery we're seeing. With greater market access, you can see even more expansion of that and more recovery.
I want to talk to you about biotech as well. It's been an unexpected kind of focus of the events here today. Could you talk about, you know, where is biotech kind of in the dairy industry? Any outlook on those kind of technologies helping move the industry forward, maybe making it a little bit more sustainable?
Well, of course, you know, biotech is something that is important to the feed supplies of dairy. You know, it's important to the technological innovation for your capital expenses and how you run your operation. I think that something also is important about what the Secretary was saying when he was talking about, you know, consumer fear and narratives of fearing people's food. You know, with milk, we're dealing with that right now a lot with the plant-based imitators that are on the market. Yesterday, we actually released a roadmap of the way the FDA can resolve that issue. Related to biotech is the question of what is a food's identity, and these are important emerging issues as you see more proliferation of products on the marketplace. You need to see dairy and other industries really step up and defend the health effects that they have, the positive benefits that they give consumers, and let people know that this is a true agricultural product regardless of the technology. We have to know what we are.
And we have to get an update from you on the Farm Bill. We're hearing that it's being implemented. We're hearing that process is moving along. What is kind of the update for dairy right now?
Well, right now conversations are ongoing. Clearly, we would like to see the Farm Bill implemented as quickly as possible. We've received reassurances that any sign-up for the new dairy margin coverage program will be retroactive to January 1st. Very helpful for dairy, but we still need to see the overall rules.
Absolutely. Some hopeful news for dairy there coming out of the Ag Outlook Forum and kind of being heard around the country. We'll have more updates for you throughout this morning from here at the Ag Outlook Forum in Arlington, Virginia. But until then, back to you in the studio.
Thanks once again, Sarah. And of course, stay tuned as we go back to the forum to speak with USDA Undersecretary for Farm Production, Bill Northey. That'll be at 11 Eastern time this morning. While the overall U.S. economy remains steady, but recent consumer confidence reports are down, and experts say the decline could threaten a fragile farm economy. A panel of ag economists